Another 1v1. This time, the Dark Elves versus the High Elves. Let's take a look at what we got going here today, huh, guys? So, we have an interesting line. We've got a lot of Blackheart Corsairs staggered into some Bleak Swords with a center line of Hargoneth Executioners. You can see that just across the whole line here. We went with Malekith not on a Black Dragon. I didn't want to deal with that kind of possible missile fire, but we went with 2 Hydras. This was from our stream, so there was a suggestion, hey, go with 2 Hydras, and I said, sure, fuck it, let's do it. Another thing we've got, though, is a Repeater Bolt Thrower, and this is ranked up to 2 gold chevrons, so it's just short of rank 9, obviously. Then we've got 1 unit of Dread Spears to protect it. So we also have got 1 unit of Dark Riders. Now, I've never played on this map. It's kind of a tedious map. In fact, it's kind of a pain in the ass, to be totally honest. So I didn't know where they would place, and I was like, okay, we'll just full gambit here. Let's put the Repeater Bolt Thrower up here. We'll get to right here. We're going to have great line of sight onto them. We'll use the spears to cover any kind of attack. We were able to Vanguard place our Dark Riders here for hopefully a rear charge. They, on the other hand, have a really nice solid front line of Lothern Seaguard with shields. We don't have any back line, which is, you know, kind of rare, especially when you're playing Dark Elves and when you're against High Elves. Those Dark Shards are so strong against them. But I wanted to bring the 2 Hydras, so we sacrificed our Dark Shards. But they've got 3 units of White Lions and then 2 units of Phoenix Guard, 1 unit Archers, a Prince Tyrion, I guess it's correct, and a High Mage. So let's see how this pans out here, huh? A lot of fun stuff going on with this fight. Things kind of moved in a disjointed fashion, but that's kind of the typical goings-on when it comes to me moving down the battlefield. Right here, as I let the armies kind of catch up and I let this thing kind of the bolt thrower push into place, my mentality was, oh, okay, they can't even see my Hydras. Fool. They can absolutely see the Hydras. They were not hidden at all. So my grand ruse was a farce. 2 armies squaring off. The Sundering 2.0. Malekith striding forth on his giant, you know, walking lizard. In the lore, these guys actually smell god-awful. All Cold One Knights cover themselves in the same stench of Cold Ones, so they actually won't rampage and go berserk on their handlers. I guess not an ability that made it into this game, that's for sure. Trying to eke away from these Lothern Seaguard here. Don't want to take too much damage until this thing gets into place. I really want to get some anti-infantry coming out of this bad boy. I love the 2 Repeater Bolt Throwers, but I've always loved the Dark Elf one more. The model looks almost exactly like this. Whoa! Where is it going to land? Boom! Clearly tons of damage coming out of this thing, but they're probably better off more in pairs than in single. But let's kind of get this sped up here to a... There we go. Get that engagement rolling out. We've got our 2 lines getting ready to clash. We've got our Hydras moving out of the forest. We've got our Dark Riders in the very back, which are now going to do a rear charge on our Archers here. There's going to be quite a bit of archery coming out of this front line here, though, so we have to make this charge real quick. Getting a nice little blast. Oh, yeah, look at that. Just kind of break up the formation a little bit. Helps to break some of that volley of fire coming out at us. But we can see our Blackheart Corsairs are really getting picked apart here. They do have that Sea Dragon Cloak. I can't select it. Damn it. Which does confer them a slight missile resistance, but it obviously doesn't do the same kind of missile resistance as it does for Swordmasters of Hoeth. Oh, yeah. Get in there. Just gonna watch a glorious Hargoneth Executioner charge here, right into this, just the gleaming silver helms. Our Blackheart Corsairs already fleeing in the background, taking from those that initial fire. Oh, just leaping for that gib right there. I had the high ground in again. You got the White Lions coming to charge in, try and insulate those Lothern Seaguard. The Lothern Seaguard, though, I'll be totally honest, should be falling back. They should not take this brunt. If they can swap through the Phoenix Guard, that might be a little bit better for them. But we're doing some clever flanking maneuvers here. Uh-oh. We got our Hydras kind of coming around. Got these Bleak Swords and these Blackheart Corsairs lining up against these Phoenix Guard. But my favorite. You know, what's Hydras if you don't use Hydras the way they should be, right? I think we're coming up to it right here. Oh yeah, oh yeah, do it, do it. Oh, maybe go a little bit, maybe go normal. We'll go normal. Thought we had it coming right there. Oh no. I really want to catch that fire. We got Tyrion in the background here. Our just to pause it here real quick. Our Dark Riders have charged in to the rear flank. We have a pretty good line of battle here, right? We've got the Black Ark Corsairs squaring off against the Phoenix Guard and Lutheran Sea Guard. That's not really strong of an engagement, as you can see. It's not going very well for me. The Lutheran Sea Guard here managed to break off the line from the Black Ark Corsairs that were right here. But we do have our two Bleak Swords and Black Ark Corsairs kind of holding this flank over here. At the same time, we do have hell raining down from our Repeater Bolt Thrower, and our Hydras are about to really get in the mix here and do some serious damage. Let's see how this pans out. We can see that I've already selected a target for my Hydras. Oh god. The Dark Riders are so sick too. Uh-oh. We're finally going to get it? Did I finally time it right? I think not. Oh yes. Do it! Oh yeah. All the fire coming out of these bad boys. They really wind up for this, don't they? The most anticlimactic. I'm sorry here, guys. We'll actually back out of that. Oh, they did do it, and I just totally screwed it up. Then another one right here through the whole entire side flank. That's going to eat up those Phoenix Guard. They went from pretty full strength to not in good health. Even though I shot through the Phoenix Guard into my own unit, I'll take it. I will take it 9 times out of 10. Malice kind of sweeping through these White Lions here. We have the War Hydra ripping through them as well. Chill Wind blasting through that. Really kind of going off on all barrels here, right? All cylinders kind of just kicking full bore. Malekith and Tyrion duking it out, but Tyrion is no might for the might of a War Hydra, that's for sure. War Hydras, you know, they're not terrible. 440 AP damage, also have regeneration. They can do Fiery Breath. Their Fire Breath's a little haphazard, so you kind of... Oh! You just chuck that guy in the air to eat him. So you kind of have to be pretty careful, but you can still get quite a bit of damage in with the War Hydra's Fire Breath. Soul Stealer being triggered on Tyrion, healing up Malekith a little bit. Also using Power of Darkness here to keep our Winds of Magic in check. Hitting these heavy fat lines we have for targets. Chillwind obviously on its own is not a ton of damage, but when you've got like a mid-engagement like this where you can shoot it right into their line, it's going to knock their leadership, it's going to knock their health down significantly. Bring our War Hydra and our Hargoneth Executioners against the mighty Tyrion here. Try and shut down the Prince of Elves. Phoenix Guard are going to get a little rear flank here from some Black Ark Corsairs as they kind of... And I'm surprised the Black Ark Corsairs and Bleak Swords are doing a really good job of holding these Phoenix Guard at bay. I'm very impressed with that. Oh, yes. Just more chill... I think I've used 2 or 3 chill ones on these guys. Getting another charge into them, rear charge into them. Going to be pretty significant here. Victory is within our grasp, and again. You can see this kind of slowing down as he's popped pretty much all of his abilities here. Apotheosis is off. The High Mage is still in, you know, good health, but that shan't help him at this juncture. He's being just picked apart by a Hydra left and right. We still have our Bolt Thrower firing off into pretty much our units engaged, to be totally honest, which is not the best target on my part. You always want to make sure if you're using like an Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower, you don't do... oh, okay, good. I thought this was the one that... There's one that just goes right into here. I'm like, oh! Whoopsies. As you can see, man, these... Look how just coated in gore these Phoenix Guard are. Oh, yes. Boom, that's what I was talking about. Boom, see, just ripping up my own guys. But 2 units of Phoenix Guard against everything, starting to buckle over here. We have the Dark Riders really kind of chasing down everything in the background. I want to keep them fleeing. If you keep something on them like that, it does ensure that they do flee. But I believe Tyrion died? No, Tyrion did not die, unfortunately. But we can see here that the Dark Riders really got their money's worth. I mean, what, 450, 550 points, and they got 90 kills. That rear charge was huge. It shut down those archers from doing way more damage. Only 15 kills coming out of them. And I mean, I'd honestly say the War Hydras, between the two of them, they got 89 kills. I'm pretty okay with that. I'd say that maybe the Repeater Bolt Thrower could have been spared for something a little more fun. Maybe even another unit of Dark Riders, or maybe a unit of Cold One Knights. Just fucking maybe even another unit of Argonath Executioners, depending on my point balance. But the Repeater Bolt Thrower really didn't get a whole ton of value here. Malekith's Chilbin was definitely doing some damage, but Argonath Executioners always get their money's worth, especially when they're against High Elves. They definitely eke out a little bit above Sword Masters of Hoeth, but 129 kills off of them. But if you take a look at Halabiosa's army, definitely got plenty of, I guess you could say, value out of the Phoenix Guard at 99 and 27. And then 65 on this unit of White Lions. 2 of them really didn't get a chance to really come online very, very effectively, it looks like. Maybe these were the 2 that were in the same kind of path of the War Hydra. But the Lothern Sea Guard, in my opinion, I think he should have put 2 in the front and 2 in the back. That way they could have absorbed any initial shock damage and got some early fire out onto the enemy, that being me, and the other 2 could have sat in the back and kept firing, especially with my War Hydras. If those things had been in the back shooting my War Hydras, it would have been bad news bears for me. Especially if the Dark Riders were there, they wouldn't have tied them up as much, and they wouldn't have been able to have wreak havoc on the back line like they did so well, and I'm proud of myself for that. But thanks for joining me here today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. We still got some more lore goodies coming for you out this week. Vulcan, the Primarch video, that's going to be done. Some other videos on some other legendary lords. I want to do another video of, hey, this unit's missing, like I did for the Beastmen and the Jabberslythe and Tarok. So if there's any other units you guys really want to know about that aren't in the game that you played from tabletop or you've heard about from tabletop, let me know. Let me know. I'm all for taking your guys. Excuse me, geez. All for taking your guys' suggestions and making sure that I provide the very best content for y'all. But thanks for watching here, guys. Have a good one and take care.